So friends, in the subject of partial differential equation, last time we have seen about wave equation, and there we have seen some of the examples how to solve wave equation, and I told you that wave equation and its examples have the weightage of 7 marks. Similarly, also at that time I also explained to you that we will see about one more theory known as heat equation. So in examination there is always one question, either example or theoretical part, but mostly the example out of wave equation or heat equation comprising of 7 marks. So, and also I told you that the solution process of heat equation is simple than wave equation, and all the steps are almost same as in wave equation. So we will start directly. The wave heat equation is written as del square u by del x square equal to 1 upon c square del u by del t, or we can also write this as u xx equal to 1 upon c square u t. So see here, as in wave equation we are given double derivative in x, and in wave equation there was a double derivative in terms of t, but here only single derivative with respect to t. So here in the wave equation the problem is based on stretch of string, that means a problem based on vibration problem. So but here the problem is on heat problem, that means a rod. Here in this problem we are considering a thin rod of length L. It is at x equal to 0 and it is x equal to L. So we are considering only one dimensional rod, that because it is a thin, so only one dimension is considered here and its length is L. Then it is given heat. So we can have temperature distribution at different points along the rod. And again at different points at different times, it is also time dependent. At different times the temperature will vary, and this which kind of temperature will vary, that we can come to know from this equation. So it is derived from the problem of thin rod, and no doubt here the end points or the surface may be insulated, whatever it is given in the problem. Here it is one dimensional problem, its x is only considered, and it is second order equation because the highest power of the highest derivative is 2. Here we will require initial and boundary conditions. Initial and boundary conditions. I told you that in wave equation we require 4 conditions. Among these, 2 were boundary conditions and 2 were initial conditions. Here double derivative in terms of x, so we will require 2 conditions in terms of x, which are known as boundary conditions at x equal to 0 and at x equal to L. So in our present theory we want to consider a thin rod whose 2 end points, that means at x equal to 0 and x equal to L, are kept at 0 degree Celsius, 0 degree for any time t greater than or equal to 0. These are known as boundary conditions. Then the initial condition. Initial condition means at time t equal to 0, there will be some function, because at time t equal to 0, it depends upon the value of x. So we are denoting this as fx for 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to L, because x lies between 0 and L. So together, this problem together with these conditions is known as initial boundary value problem. We normally call this as IBVP. Now we want to solve this problem. This problem can be solved same as in wave theory, that means by using method of separation of variables. So here we will assume that u is a function of x and t. Here small x and t, small t may be separated, capital X is some function of small x and capital T is a function of t, we sometimes simply write this as x into t. Be the solution of 1. So as it is the solution of 1, it must satisfy equation 1. Therefore, we put it into 1. So if we put it is the second derivative in terms of x. So second derivative of this u will give us x double dash into t, because when we differentiate with respect to x, t will remain as constant, because t, capital T is considered a complete function of t only. And on right hand side we have 1 over c square, it is capital X into t dash. So this gives us x double dash upon x equal to 1 upon c square into t dash upon t. That means the variable equations have been separated in terms of variables. That is, on left hand side it is completely a function of x, and on right hand side it is completely a function of t. And we suppose that this is some constant k, because both sides have different functions of different kind of variables. So they are equal only if both are equal to some constant k. So now, as discussed in wave theory, for k less than or equal to 0, k greater than or equal to 0, that means we have separated there three cases for k equal to 0, k greater than 0 and k less than 0. So where there we have seen that for k equal to 0 and k greater than 0, we are getting trivial solution, and in trivial solution we are not interested. So here again, for k greater than 0, the solution is trivial. Therefore, we consider k less than 0. As k less than 0, we will assume that k equal to minus p square. P square is always positive due to its square form, and minus sign is put. We have substituted, so as k will become negative at each time. So from this, we will get two equations: x double dash upon x equal to minus p square, and 1 upon c square t dash upon t equal to minus p square. Okay? So now we will solve these two equations. First we will see this part. It is x double dash equal to minus p square into capital X. That means x double dash plus p square capital X equal to 0. And the second equation here we will get as p dash plus p square c square t equal to 0. Therefore, if we solve these two equations, this equation, then it has auxiliary equation m square plus p square equal to 0. Therefore, we have m equal to plus or minus pi, and therefore the solution will be written as c1 cos px plus c2 sin px. So these two have been written in terms of small x, because capital X is a function of small x. And from this we have the auxiliary equation is m plus p square c square equal to 0. That means m equal to minus p square c square. So it is the real root, and therefore we have capital T equal to e raised to minus p square c square into small t. This is the solution written in terms of small t, as capital T is a function of small t only. And therefore we have u x comma t equal to we put here both values of capital X and capital T. So capital X is c1 cos px plus c2 sin px into, here the one constant was required, because whenever we integrate, one constant or arbitrary constant will come there. So c3 e raised to minus p square c square t. Now this constant c3 can be taken into the bracket. That means c1 into c3, it will become c1 into c3. So we will assume this as capital A, and c2 into c3 we take this as capital B into sin px e raised to minus p square c square t, where capital A equal to c1 c3 and B equal to c2 c3, as you can notice. So this is the solution, and you remember this solution, because sometimes if the conditions are given other than this one, then we can continue from here in the solution process of the examples. Otherwise, if you don't remember, then don't worry, then you follow these steps one by one. You will reach to this solution ultimately. But to avoid lengthy writing and to save the time, if you will remember this solution, then it will be very good. Now we want to apply the conditions one by one. So as I told you to remember this solution, because this is the solution before applying the conditions. So if the conditions are different, then we can have the same solution up to this step. So this is the equation number 3, 4, 5, 5th number equation suppose. So using the condition u0, here I am not writing every condition, every step, every sentences, but you must write there. Using u0 comma t equal to 0, in this solution we will put here x equal to 0 and the value of u is 0. Therefore we get 0 equal to x equal to 0 means cos 0 is 1, so it is c1. Here in this solution cos 0 is 1, so it is capital A. Sin 0 is 0, e raised to minus p square c square t. So this implies that either equal to 0 or e raised to is 0, but e depends upon time t, so it cannot be 0 for all time t. And again one more thing, we know that exponential function can never vanishes. So capital A equal to 0, and therefore after applying the first condition, this solution will now become b sin px into e raised to minus p square c square t. Okay, are you clear with this? So whenever we obtain the values of constant, at the same time we will put that its value, so as our solution will become into new form, and that we can continue with this new solution. Now we will apply second condition, that means using ul comma t equal to 0. So here we will put x equal to l in this solution, and the value of u equal to 0. That means 0 equal to b sin pl e raised to minus p square c square t. So in this solution you can see that either b is 0, sin pl or 0, or this is 0, but this is not 0 as it is depending upon the by using the same argument as we discussed over here. So b is 0 or sin pl is 0, but if we take b equal to 0 and if we put this value over here, then this will become 0 solution. That means it is a trivial solution, and in 0 solution we are not interested because we cannot predict anything. Because to predict the problem, we must need some solution in terms of x and t. So as by substituting different values of x and t, we can say something that at that point and at that time something is happening, that means temperature is increasing or temperature is decreasing. That means we can have the idea based on this one. Okay? So now we will not, therefore we will assume that b is not equal to 0. We are assuming, actually we are not getting b equal to 0, but we are assuming that b is not equal to 0. Therefore we must have sin pl equal to 0, and sin pl equal to 0, as in the last case here, as in the theory, wave theory, it is nothing but sin n pi, because sin n pi is always 0. Therefore pl equal to n pi, and this implies that p equal to n pi upon l, for n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on up to infinity. So we put its value of p in this solution, and you remember that this up to this step the procedure is same as in the wave theory. So once if you come to know about wave theory, you will understand heat equation directly. If you understand the heat theory, then wave equation will become easy for you to understand. Therefore the final solution, this solution will become here b sin n pi x upon l into e raised to minus n square pi square c square t upon l square. Okay, but this solution is for different values of n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So by using the same discussion about as in wave theory, Here we know that if you put n equal to 1, we have one solution u1. If n equal to 2, we have another solution u2. If n equal to 3, we have another solution u3. But we know that as this equation is linear, the summation of all these solutions u1 plus u2 plus u3 dot 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 all solutions, that means the sum of the solutions is again the solution. So here we add up all these solutions from n equal to 1 to infinity, and at every different values of n, the value of constant will also be different. So we will denote this by bn. That means for n equal to 1, the some constant value, the value of b, which is say b1. For n equal to 2, the constant which we get say b2, and so on. So bn sin. So this is the solution we have derived after using the second condition. Now we will make the use of the last condition, and here you must have noticed that in wave equation we were using 4 conditions, but here only we are using only 3 conditions. Okay, 3 conditions are there. So the last condition is ux, 0 equal to fx. So using ux, 0 equal to f of x, here t equal to 0 and the value of u is f of x. So therefore you should write down that this is suppose equation number 7, then you should write down that from equation 7 we get this kind of sentence you must write. So f of x equal to sigma n equal to 1 to infinity bn. Here we are putting t equal to 0. So here t, so e raised to 0 is 1. So bn sin n pi x upon l. And here the value of x is between 0 to l. So this is a half range Fourier series. And therefore by using the formula of Fourier series, as you have seen in first semester, bn can be obtained directly by using the formula 2 upon l integration 0 to l f of x into sine, the product of these two. So f of x into sine n pi x upon l dx. And this is the value of bn and the use of the last condition. So this is the final step. So therefore we need to put the value of bn over here, but no need to put, you don't put over here now because it will become lengthy. Instead of this you can write, therefore equation 7 is the solution of solution of 1 together with solution of equation 1 together with the conditions is 7 is the solution of it together with the conditions, where bn is given by equation number 8. So here the formula of bn is also very easy to remember, because in wave theory we were having the same formula of an there. An. So you must remember this solution, this final solution, to solve the problem directly. That means to avoid the steps whichever we have seen before deriving this solution. Okay. Now let us see examples. Different examples let us see of this kind. So you must have observed that heat theory is similar to the wave theory, and also one more thing is that it is slightly easier than the wave theory. So let us see one example. Examples are also very easy. Example, and I insist you that you must solve this example yourself also by sparing some time, because once if you will get practice, then you will get 7 marks directly, because here no further more calculation is there, no major formula is over here. Simple steps and simple integration will be there. So a bar of length 2 meter is fully insulated along its sides it is initially at a uniform temperature of 10 degree Celsius, and at t equal to 0 the ends are plunged into ice and maintain at a temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. Determine an expression for the temperature at a point P at a distance x from one end at any subsequent time t seconds after t equal to 0. So see here, friends, here the statement of the problem is lengthy, but you don't bother of this. Once we can identify that this problem is based on heat theory. Okay, it is based on heat theory. So it is based on heat equation, and so we write down the heat equation Uxx equal to 1 upon c square ut. Okay, and then with the equation we will require three conditions, two boundary conditions, u0t and ul, t equal to and ux, 0. Okay, so what are these three conditions? Once if you will identify, then the problem will become very simple. So here it is written that the bar is of length 2 meter. So here L equal to 2. So